everyone's trying to figure out if Gunna's telling.
Yeah.
And and first of all, he took a deal. He took a deal, and the minimum deal on the RICO case is 5 years. You can get 5, 10, or 20. 20 is the max, 5 is the minimum. He took a 5-year deal, but before we get into it, I want to read a press statement that his attorney, Stephen Sadow, emailed me. And he said, this is a Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. Gunna, press statement. And it says, when I became affiliated with YSL in 2016, I did not consider it a gang, more like a group of people from Metro Atlanta who had a common interest in artistic aspirations. My focus of YSL was entertainment, rap artists who wrote and performed music that exaggerated and glorified the urban life in the black community. While I have not agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements. I have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness or for or against any party in this case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way. I have chosen to end my own RICO case with an Alford plea and end my personal ordeal by publicly acknowledging my association with YSL. An Alford plea in my case is the entry of a guilty plea to the one charge against me, which is in my best interest, while at the same time maintaining my innocence towards the same charge. I love and cherish my association with the YSL music, and I always will. I look at this as an opportunity to give back to my community and educate young men and women that gangs and violence only lead to destruction.
Okay.
What do you think about that statement? This came straight to my email from his attorney.
Oh, wow. That's a great statement. Yeah, great statement. You know what I mean? But I look at it a little different because I've seen other things on that case. So although that was and it seemed legit for somebody who, like I say, haven't seen other things about the case, you know, or don't know what I know about, being incarcerated under these kind of charges. I've never had a RICO or nothing like that, but at the same time, you know, you just stated that the minimum on a RICO was 5 years.
The Georgia RICO.
The Georgia RICO is 5 years, you know,
and they gave him the minimum, and they suspended the sentence because he took an Alford plea. The Alford plea means you get to go home now. So he still got to do the 5 years, but I guess under home supervision or something.
No, I get you, but that's a great statement. You know, if I didn't know nothing else but to read that statement, I would say, oh, okay. To be honest with you, Alex, if I didn't know, well, I don't know, but if I didn't hear nothing else but that statement, I would say, oh, okay, I get it. Because I do know for sure when you plead guilty, you are admitting to what you did in the furtherance of the crime. You know what I mean? I do know that. Every time somebody plead guilty, you have to say that I committed this crime to plead guilty.
Correct.
So had I didn't, you know, it's just been in the news, so I've been listening to a lot of it. So I don't know what to believe, but had I didn't hear nothing but this, I'd be like, okay, no, I feel that.
All right, well, let's play this little clip of Gunna in court, and we'll get your take on this. It's a short little, it's about a minute clip here.
After each statement, whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
That was detrimental to his, that contradicted everything he said in that statement, you know.
How so?
Because he said that he wasn't cooperate. He wasn't interviewed. He wasn't cooperated, you know, in anything. But at the same time, he gave statements to a prosecutor or whoever that was in that video. He gave him statements.
I kind of feel what you're saying, because in the statement he says, I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed.
He just made a statement.
Yeah, he just...
And the statements he made, and when she said that he acknowledged that it was a gang. I wasn't even so mad about you acknowledged it was a gang, even though that shouldn't have been, because this is not the you know, the neighborhood 20s. This ain't no gang that's established in America. You know, you could have thought that, you know, this is not a gang thing. You said it was a gang, okay, I bam. But once you said that you had knowledge that YSL had cooperated and had did things in furtherance of the gang, and you have knowledge of that, and you said yes, you lost me right there, bro.
Even though he didn't mention any names.
He didn't have to mention any names. Well, he did mention, no, she mentioned the names when she said you was in the car with Mr. Williams and y'all found illegal substances and they were not yours. Even though that case could have been, y'all could have already dealt with that case. Bro, you sit here and got on record and start shifting things to Thug.
Well, he said it wasn't his, but he didn't say it belonged to Young Thug.
She said you was in the car with Mr. Williams.
Correct.
That's Jeffrey Williams' Thug.
Correct.
So basically, in that case, you shifted that case to Thugger. You said that everything that was in it wasn't yours. It was only y'all two. Who else is it going to be?